Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I'm back and I've got an interesting video for you today. I have another product to review from Thrunite. This is the model TC15. This is 2300 lumens off of a single 18650 battery. So stay with me. I hope you enjoy this video. Here is a look at the packaging. This is what it looks like coming from Thrunite. Model TC15. Very nice packaging that they offer. There's some contact information. Let's take off this little rubber band and let's get this baby opened up. So first thing you see is the owner's manual. Set that aside and we'll talk about that in a second. Next thing you see is the flashlight. We'll move that back. You have a nice foam pad here. They package these things very nice from the factory so that they don't get bumped up or roughed up during shipment. Bonjour. Whoops. Let's find the English here. Hello. Thank you for your order from our Thrunite. Hope you love and had a good experience to our products. If you have any questions or problems, feel free to contact service at thrunite.com anytime. If you're satisfied with our products and service, can you do us a favor and write a positive review on our Amazon store, please? Thank you and have a nice day. That's pretty cool. Nice little card there from Thrunite. Next thing we see is a silica gel. We don't need that. And right here is a belt clip for the flashlight. Okay, so it's a nice steel belt clip, pretty heavy duty. Looks like it's made pretty well. We'll set that aside for a quick second. Put the bag away. Now we have a bag here full of goodies. Let's open this up. So the first thing I see here is a lanyard. Okay, so this is nice little lanyard. Says Thrunite on it. There's nothing here to thread this, so we'd have to look at the flashlight and see how hard it would be to thread that. I don't think it's too terribly difficult. And the next thing in the package that we see are two rubber caps that cover the charging port. Okay, so if they get broken or damaged, you have two replacement rubbers for the charging port, and that's pretty cool. Now that's one thing that's kind of neat, is when you have those, it makes this flashlight IPX8 rated. And you can also see two O-rings here in the package, as well as a mode or switch silicone inside as well. So that's pretty cool that they include those extras with the flashlight. This is USB 2.0, which comes from your wall outlet. You can run this from your vehicle, your battery bank, solar panel, and on the other end you have a USB micro USB. Okay, so that could be plugged into the side of the flashlight and you would be able to charge your flashlight with that cable. Now in the package we also see that there is a nice little Velcro type holster to put your flashlight in. I like the plastic D-ring. It's got a nice feel to it. It looks like a pretty nice little holster to keep your flashlight protected. And last but not least, let's take a closer look. This is Thrunite model TC15. This is 2300 lumens. Right here you can see the hole where you would thread your lanyard. And it's got a battery cap, battery tail cap here. There's no switch here. Right there is all of your operation is going to be from this switch, turning the flashlight on, as well as the modes. And right up on the top of the head of the flashlight, you can see right here there is a little micro USB charging port. So you would take your micro USB and you would plug it in there, and you would therefore charge flashlight. So make sure that you put this back when you're finished to keep that IPX8 waterproof rating. There's a look at the lens. You have the LED inside, and there is no eggshell pattern or no texture inside of that lens. It's a very smooth lens. So right here, this is one thing that I want to make note of, is we can pull this tail cap off, and you can see the battery right there. We have 3100 milliamp hour battery. This is a single 18650 battery running at 11.16 watt hours. Operates at 3.6 volts. So this is a high discharge performance lithium ion rechargeable battery, just like that. So that's made by Thrunite. Now in the previous flashlights, they made one called a Neutron 2C, and that was a great flashlight. It had a 3400 milliamp hour battery, so I'm wondering why they didn't keep the higher amp hour rating on this one. So right here you can see there's an O-ring, okay, on the battery tube, and then if I unthread right here, we're going to see a couple of things. We're going to see a card. That's an insulating card so that the flashlight doesn't come in contact with the battery. Therefore the battery doesn't turn the flashlight on during shipping, and therefore the flashlight doesn't drain the battery or catch anything on fire. You can see right here is the other O-ring that makes up the IPX8 rating. Now if you flip the battery tube, you will notice that it will thread on. Okay, now I always check that, and the reason you would want to know that is because if you have your pocket clip on the flashlight battery tube here, which is probably going to be a little bit difficult to install, you can see that by changing the orientation of the battery tube changes the orientation of the pocket clip, because there's only one spot that it'll fit, is right there. Okay, so that's kind of cool that Thrunite does that. They give you the option to reverse the pocket clip. So let's put the battery back in, positive side down, and let's put the tail cap back on. To access Firefly, we're going to push and hold until the light turns on. Firefly is 1 lumen, and it'll last for 41.5 days. Now if we turn the flashlight off and we do just a regular press, that'll turn the flashlight on, and from here we can push down and cycle through the modes. So we got low, we got medium, and high. Low, medium, and high. Let's go back to low. So on low, we are dealing with 25 lumens. This is going to run for 68 hours, so almost 3 days. If we bump it up to medium, we're going to be dealing with 250 lumens for 6.5 hours. Look at that, that's pretty bright. And then if we go up to high, low, medium, there's high. High puts out a remarkable 1050 lumens, and this will last for 90 minutes. Now from high, if we double click very quickly on this switch, we're going to notice a significant gain in power. That's turbo. I can feel the heat on my hand. 2300 lumens for 2 minutes. Then it drops down to 820 lumens for an additional 83 minutes. So that's pretty crazy. And then you also have a strobe function. Right there, you got to double click it and double click it again. That's the strobe function of 830 lumens, and that'll last for 180 minutes, so 3 hours. Now this throw on this flashlight is 246 meters of distance of throw. The candela rating is 15,200. It's impact resistant down to 1.5 meter, and it's waterproof IPX8 standard down to 2 meters. That's crazy. Now you have, when you turn the flashlight on, you have a power indicator. Okay, if the flashlight's off or the battery's dead, or if you're in moonlight mode, or firefly mode rather, you will not see that indicator. Okay, the other reason why this indicator won't come up is if your battery is dead. If your battery is between 1 and 10%, you'll see this little thing will flash red. If you're between 11 and 20%, you'll see that it'll be a solid red. And then if you're between 21 and 100% of your battery life, you'll see it's blue as it is right now. Now when you plug this in to charge it, you will notice that the indicator will illuminate red, indicating that you're charging. When the charging process is complete, that indicator will change from red to blue. This color here, it'll tell you that it's fully charged. I have it sitting right next to the Neutron 2C, and the TC15 is just a little bit smaller. In the background here I have a little bit of water, and what I want to do now is I want to turn the flashlight on and I want to dunk it underwater. Make sure that this is closed first, and let's throw it in the water. So there it is. You can see that the flashlight is clearly underwater. Now I'm going to get it out and let's go through the modes of the flashlight. Let's turn it off. Let's go to Firefly. Firefly looks good. Let's turn it on. Let's cycle through the modes. There's low, medium, and high. Let's try turbo. Good. Let's try strobe. Good. Back to Firefly here. So that's pretty cool. So as you can tell, the flashlight works just fine, and you can see that the IPX8 rating is no joke. The flashlight is definitely performing completely underwater. So that gives you a lot of confidence in your flashlight that things are going to be working well. They're very similar. Okay, I have them both on moonlight mode right now, or Firefly mode. But what I want to do is I want to take a look at the turbo, or the highest setting, on both of these flashlights, and I want to show you how much brighter this new one is. And it's a smaller package. Okay, so let's go to turbo right here. Whoops, let me do it a little faster here. I think I turned it off. 1, 2, there's turbo. Let's do it over here on the right. 1, 2, turbo. So here's the TC15, here's the Neutron. You can clearly see a significant difference in the beams. Okay, this one is twice as bright. It's a very, very bright beam. It's hard to look at them that way. Just the power of the beam on that thing is just, it really drowns out the other one. It's a very bright light. Right now I'm in my shop and I have this flashlight turned on to moonlight mode or Firefly mode. Again, this is 1 lumen. You can see I'm shining it down there and you can't really see too much, but this is a good setting for when you're wanting to read something. Okay, you want to get some clarity. Maybe you're reaching into your bag or something like that. But the cool thing about Firefly mode is we have a long run time. Okay, here's low, there's medium, there's high, there's turbo, and strobe, and off. Let's turn it back to Firefly again. Low, medium, high, turbo, strobe. Thank you for joining me today on this video of the Thrunite model TC15. I want to give a big thank you to Thrunite for sending this out for me to review. I like this flashlight. It has a lot of features that are really cool. The thing that blows me away the most is that they're getting 2300 lumens of light output for 2 minutes out of a single 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. That just blows me away. The fact that it has a recharging port is pretty cool. This flashlight really reminds me a lot of the Thrunite model Neutron 2C. If you look at them side by side, they're very similar. They have the same charging port, very similar flashlight, same type of head design, except a lot brighter. It just blows me away. So with that being said, again, I want to say thank you for joining me today on this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Please check the description box because I'll put links down there where you can find this flashlight. And until next time, again folks, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I think this is going to be a very nice flashlight from Thrunite. I think this is a good offering. I think it performs very well. If you turn them both on and you look at the moonlight mode of both of them, they're very similar. Just the when you get on the high end, the Neutron 2C just can't keep up with this TC15. This thing's cool. So with that being said, we'll talk to you next time. Have a beautiful day. Later.